Ladies in the place with style and grace. Allow me to lace these lyrical douches in your bushes. Who rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies. The back of the club, sipping my wet is where you find me. The back of the club, macking holes, my crew's behind me. Mad question asking, blunt passing, music lasting. But I just can't quit because one of these homies Biggie got to creep with, sleep with, keep the ep a secret. Why not? Why blow up my spot? Cause we both got hot. Now check it. I got more Mac than Craig and in the bed. Believe me, sweetie, I got enough to feed the needy. No need to be greedy. I got mad friends with Benzes. See notes by the layers. True fucking players. Jump in the Rover and come over. Tell your friends jump in the GS3. I got the chronic by the tree. When you call me Big Pop, throw your hands in the air if you's a true player. When you call me Big Pop, to the honeys getting money playing niggas like dummies. When you call me Big Pop, you got a gun up in your waist. Please don't shoot up the place, cause I see some ladies. Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It is Saturday morning. I didn't get a chance to do this video last night, so it's gonna be this morning instead. I'm more of a morning person anyways. Figure I'd turn the cam on here. Got some books in the mail too this week that I'll kind of show too. So this will be a review of the CBSI Hot 10 list. See what's moving this week, and also highlight a couple books that I got in the mail, kind of show off some cool looking covers. So let's get into it here. Let's take a look at this list. We'll start off with the honorable mentions first. We've got Science Comics, number 3. You got a Lou Fine cover. Yeah, it's a cool cover. A lot of nice colors on there, reds and yellows. That tends to be an attractive color scheme. I could see why people like that cover. A good to very good copy sold raw for $3,200 this week. Ben says, what in the world is going on here? What are those monsters with single teeth, elephant ears, and noodle arms? I don't know. It's kind of a strange cover, but it's kind of cool. Lou Fine is somebody that did a lot of interesting covers back in the golden age, and of course it is a 10 center, so not too many of these books floating around anymore, especially in decent condition. Surprised it's not a graded copy, but I don't know, maybe the person that bought it is going to spend some money to get it graded. You'll have to wait probably 10 months to get it back, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see what a graded copy of that sells for. But again, these are really rare books, golden age, 10 cent, 10-cent books. Just they're really getting harder and harder to find, especially in decent condition. And I don't know, prices are still relatively strong on those older books. Not so much with modern books right now, as I've highlighted in previous recent videos. But there are still some books moving. Looks like the other honorable mention this week is Spider-Gwen, Gwenverse, number 3, the Peach Momoko 1 in 100 variant. So it's selling just above ratio, 110. Ben says, I think it is close, but the store variant print runs for this issue will be similar to this incentive. The Ivan Tao looks way better than this for 25% of the buy-in cost. Just saying. Yeah, Ivan's a good artist. I've had him on my channel. Nice guy. I spent some time with him at MegaCon in Orlando a couple months ago. Well, about a month ago, I guess. And yeah, nice guy. He's a very good, very talented artist, and I'm glad he's getting a lot of the recognition. He deserves it. Peach Momoko, I like some of her covers. I mean, this one's not terrible. On a white background, that tends to be attractive to a lot of investors. There could be some condition sensitivity to a white cover. So sometimes you'll get a white cover that's popular because people are trying to buy it and get the highest grade possible, try to get it graded, making it a little bit more of a rare item. But yeah, at 110, it's just slightly going over ratio. I'm not really into Spider-Gwen, that character, so it's probably nothing I would be specifically chasing.
Number 10 on the list is Green Lantern number 55. This book came all the way back in 2010. Doug Mankey 1 in 25 variant. Yeah, it's a cool classic cover with Lobo wearing all the various rings. You got a red, green, blue, was it purple, blue, and yellow lantern. So yeah, it's just a cool cover. Ben says a raw copy of this hasn't sold in a while, like 3 months or more ago. Multiple copies sold this week for $200 raw. Could it be the same buyer? But on weeks where hot books are scarce, it makes the cut. This is still one of the best Lobo covers ever. Yeah, I agree. I love it. I don't have it in my collection. I've been very close to buying a copy. I think there was a buy it now once for about 175 that I tried to offer a little less and the guy didn't take it. And then I probably should just bought it at $175, but oh well. It's a cool cover. I don't think this is a cover that's ever going to be real cheap. Maybe you can find it out in the wild for cheaper. I don't know. It's just one of those books that's a cool cover. A lot of people like it. It goes into personal collections and it rarely comes out. So it's just not one of those books that comes up for sale all that often. Number 9 is Grimm, number 1, the third print, selling between $15 to $20. Ben says, honest question, if they keep allocating, could they make these forever? Yeah, good question. I'm not a big truster of Boom Studios. They're not very trustworthy in my opinion. They've printed stuff. They're not very transparent when it comes to print runs. I'd be very, very careful buying that book. The second print went for, fairly good money right away, and then it dropped. I think the same thing could happen here. Yeah, I just would not. I would not spend any money on these later printings. In my opinion, I think the Frizen cover, buy the Frizen incentive cover instead. If you think this book has long term potential, uh, I think the Frizen cover, like the 1 in 50 or the 1 in 100, are going to be way better to own and are going to be way more rare than a second or third print. Which, of course, Boom Studios could lie about the print run too. So yeah, I don't trust it. Number 8 is One Punch Man, free comic book day. Ben says, most of you know my disdain for free comic book day books as speculation. If you don't know, I view them the same as an advertisement and should be treated as such. This one falls in a weird category because no other One Punch Man book has been released in the US. This one got a further bump this week with movie news. 9/8 will now run you $500. Wow. Nothing I'm interested in. I don't know. One Punch Man. It's an anime type book. I don't collect anime really. Nothing I would have ever bought back in the day either. But yeah, if you got a copy, do you think it's in high grade? I would get that thing graded and get $500 for it. That'd be pretty sweet. Use that to buy something that's going to have more long term potential than that book. Number 7 is Spawn number 38. $10 book now, 25 to 30. It's the first appearance of Cygor. Apparently, McFarlane has inked a deal to bring his toy line, Raw 10, and Cygor is part of that. I don't hate the spec, but we have been burned by McFarlane news before. When's that Spawn movie releasing? Yeah, I don't know, guys. It's an early Spawn issue. You probably could find it fairly cheap, maybe in a back issue bin. I don't know. It's just one of those that I don't think there's a lot of spec potential in that as well. But if you're going to spec on Spawn, I think you just Spawn number 1, maybe. I don't know. Some of the rare covers that look pretty cool that might be worth putting money into. Number 6 is Wonder Man number 1 from 1991. Yeah, that looks like a 90s book. Not the greatest art. Print runs probably super high. 9/8 moved from around $75 up to $125. Most can't afford Avengers number 9, so why not overpay for this 90s number 1? Yeah, I would not put dime into that book. I think that's terrible spec. I don't know. Is there going to be a Wonder Man movie? It just sounds like it's going to flop to me. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised by it, but um, yeah, I would save your money, spend that $125 on something else. That is not spec worthy, in my opinion. Number 5 is Miss Marvel, number 13. 15 to $20, up $10 from last week. Ben says, okay, I'll admit it. I like the show way more than I was expecting to. Iman Vellani is perfectly cast as Kamala, and it appears that Cameron is pretty important to the story. This may, dare I say it, actually be undervalued at the moment. All right. That's Ben's opinion. I have not watched the show yet. I know it's on Disney Plus. I saw it on there the other day when I was finishing up my Ben Kenobi episode, but I've not had a chance to watch it yet. Yeah, I'll try to maybe this coming week I'll try to catch it and see if it's any good. But Ben says it's a good spec, so Ben's pretty smart. Take note. Miss Marvel number 13. That came out back in 2015, so that could be a good hunt in those back issue bins, perhaps. Number 4 is The Boys, number 1. Yeah, I just started watching season 3. Oh my God, that first episode is crazy. It's totally insane. It's gratuitous, it's over the top, but it's entertaining as hell. And yeah, The Boys number 1. I mean, that's just one of those books that I probably should have bought, when the when the first season came out. I think I could have bought it around $50 to $60 in high grade near mint raw. Now 9/8 are looks like they're back up to $425 from the $300 to $350 range. Ben says, yeah, the first few episodes of season 3 are insane. As crazy as the show is, it still manages to make you care about the characters. I'm actually surprised this book is still as inexpensive as it is. Yeah, I think that book has room to go higher, especially in 9/8 grade. It's a black cover, probably not the easiest book to get graded in 9/8. So I don't know how many 9/8s are on the CGC census, but yeah, that book probably should be $750 to $1,000. Maybe it will be now. That's on the list again. Oh, we'll have to see. Number 3 is Batman: The Long Halloween, number 1 through 13. $300 for the set. The death of Tim Sale has brought attention back to the series. His magnum opus, in my opinion. Rest in peace. Yeah, Tim Sale was only 66 years old. Haven't heard what he passed away from, but that age, that's pretty young. Yeah, it's probably cancer. Obviously, he did not live up to his life expectancy. In fact, Chasing Comics and I were talking about that the other day, that it just seems like a lot of people are dying really early, like 60s, dying in your 60s. 50 years ago, that was kind of normal. A lot of people died at 65 to 70. But the last several decades, the life expectancy of a male, for instance, went up to late 70s, early 80s. So to die in your 60s is definitely an early death. So maybe he had some medical condition, medical problems. I'm assuming it had to be something like that. Or these days, who knows? You could be out jogging and boom, heart attack, done. So that is an early death. Rest in peace, Tim Sale. I liked his artwork on some of those covers. I didn't like his interior artwork as much. I thought some of his covers were pretty good and had a nice design element to them. I believe I do have that Long Halloween set in my collection, so I'm a fan of it. Jeff Loeb did a great job writing that series, and it's good to see some attention on it. But man, you see a lot of artists today. You see a lot of artists that are very overweight. I mean, I'm not exactly fit as a fiddle, but oh man, you see some of these artists that are, I could name a couple right at the top of my head. Adam Hughes, James Tinian. These guys are they're grossly obese, and that does not bode well for a long life. So I'm just saying, if you're into getting autographs, sketches, especially from maybe Adam Hughes, getting a live sketch from him, you probably want to do that sooner rather than later. If Tim Sale's passing away at 66, I don't give those guys a whole lot of hope for a long life. I don't know. I don't know too many people that are very, very overweight in their 70s. Just saying. So take note of that. Do with that what you will. Number 2 is Avengers number 9. Mentioned earlier, this is the first appearance of Wonder Man, and apparently Disney is going to make a Wonder Man show. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. I mean, he's not even one of the top. He's not even one of the top 20 Avengers, in my opinion. So why they would focus on him is beyond me. I agree with Ben here. He says they're definitely scraping the bottom of the barrel. I totally agree. I mean, I wouldn't put him in my maybe not even the top 30 Avengers that they could utilize. But I don't know. Somebody pitched the idea and somebody okayed it. Disney has not been making the best of decisions. I don't think they have too many smart people running the shop there. So I don't know. I think perhaps that could be a bomb waiting to go off. But an 8.0 sold for $1,900, a 7.0 $1,200, and a 5.5 for $625. That is an early issue of Avengers, so a lot of people collect the Avengers runs. That's definitely one of those key books. I don't really care for the character that much. I don't know. I think a Homelander show would be more interesting than the Wonder Man. All right, number 1 is Spectacular Spider-Man number 98, The Spot. There was a posting of a promo for the Edge of Spider-Verse 2 movie coming out, and The Spot is one of the villains. Now that book's on fire, and no one really cared about it prior, but a 98 just sold for $600 and around $60 for a raw copy. There's a bunch of listings on eBay, though. If you go on eBay right now, there'll be 30, 40 listings of this book. Also, number 99 has him on the cover. So you got first cover appearance in issue 99, and 98 is first full appearance. Yeah, maybe you could find that book sitting in a back issue bin at your local comic book shop, especially if you got a shop owner that's not exactly on top of things. You might have a window of time where you could go in and pick this up pretty cheap. But yeah, I kind of agree with Ben here. Villains are not generally good investments unless they are iconic. I don't think the Spot will ever be an iconic villain. It's kind of cool that he can port through different holes. I mean, yeah, I get that, but he's no Doctor Doom, right? So yeah, I totally agree with that. He's no Mephisto. So if you find it in the back issue bin, I would throw it up on eBay and sell it. Make a nice little profit for yourself. That's one to be on the hunt for this week. So on the top 10, man, do I have any of these? I don't think I do. Well, I have number 3, the Batman Long Halloween series. I have that. That's it. I have 1. I'm 1 for 10 on the top 10. So didn't do well last week. Didn't do very well this week. Yeah, it is what it is, guys. So there is your hot 10 list. Real quick, let me highlight a couple of books I got in the mail recently. Speaking of the Boys show, I did get a nice copy of The Boys number 7. This is issue number 7. It's basically a reprint. It's a metal variant by Gabriel Delato. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Delato's work, and it's kind of hard to see with all the glare here, but yeah, it's just a cool ass cover, and it's metal, right? So you got the nice metal cover, and it's limited to only 77 copies. So I've got number 6 of 77. So That sold out pretty quickly on their website. I don't know what it goes for on eBay. I would assume for a little bit more than I paid for it, but just a cool cover. I'm a Delato fan, and I'm also a fan of the boys and a Homelander Delato. Yeah, can't beat that. All right, so there's one book that I wanted to show and highlight. The other one I just got in the mail yesterday. I think I need to take off the My Light to really properly show this. This one's a little harder to see. It's very reflective. It's another metal cover. See if I can get a nice angle on it. Yeah, there we go. Look at that cover. Holy crap. So this is the Frank Frazetta's Death Dealer #1. This is an exclusive State of Comics. I think there were 2 sites. State of Comics was selling this, and also Comics and Collectibles Warp Zone. This was a limited edition metal cover. In fact, it's pretty cool. They put on the back of the book what number you are. So this is number 40 of 66. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's not a COA. This is way better than a COA. The fact that your book is actually numbered on the book, on the back of the book. And again, the metal cover, this was by Michael Ivan, is the artist. Dude, this is the best. This was by far the best Death Dealer cover. There's a bunch of covers. Sinkovich did one. There's a bunch of artists. Delato did one, and his was good, but this is the best. Michael Ivan's, that's as close as to that's the closest to Frazetta I think you could get. Yeah, there's a good angle for it. It's so cool. And a metal version, so limited, just a beautiful, beautiful cover. Yeah. Yeah, I was real happy to get that. So it took a while to get it. That's the only problem with these metal covers, guys. When you purchase them, they take a lot longer to make than a regular cover. This regular cover version, I think, was limited to like 200 or 300 copies. You got that within a week or two. This one took forever because the printing process is probably difficult. The metal cover is definitely a little bit more difficult to print. But there's nothing like them. I've said this for years now. I've been collecting a lot of these metal covers. There's nothing like them. They're just so beautiful to hold and look at, and yeah, they're oh so pretty. Even in the My Light, they look nice. All right, those were the 2 major books. What else did I get here? Got something else recently. Let me see here. Maybe they have it behind me. Just trying to see if there was something else here that's. Yeah, well, yeah, I got the Jeff DeCall Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood. Got a couple copies of that. I love that cover by Jeff DeCall. Very nice. There's the Moon Knight Sinkovich cover. Got a couple of those. I think that book is not doing too well in the aftermarket right now. Twig, that's the Igor Lomov cover. I think there's a couple versions of it, so that's the other one. I like his art quite a bit. He does a lot of stuff with Trinity Comics. There's the Aaron Bartling Closet #1. I like that cover that he did. That was an exclusive. Sold out pretty quickly, I think. And then this is the Javon Jordan. That's the bunny mask cover that he did. Kind of a cool foil psychedelic colors there. Javon Jordan's a nice guy. I've had him on the channel as well. That was kind of it, guys. That was the books I was going to highlight that I got in the mail recently that I thought looked pretty cool. I got a big stack of books that I need to read. I got my order from DCBS Service the other day, so I do need to catch up on my comic book reading. Hope all of you are having a great week and have a great weekend. I will have another video out probably early in the week, so take note of that. You never know, you might see me show up on a live stream late at night one of these nights, so stay tuned. Hope everyone has a great week. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the bell for notifications. Make sure you follow me on Instagram as well, under Justice for Comics. I'm also on Instagram. And I'll see you guys all soon. Have a good one.